Now let me show you the D string, because it's on the other side of the scroll, and so you're going to handle the winding exactly the opposite. Okay, save that string. They're color coded, so you can always tell which one is which. Okay, I'm going to go faster on this one. Stick that in the hole, see if it'll stay. Okay, now on this side of the scroll, the D and the G, you're going to kind of do the opposite. You stick the tail through there, let it poke up, okay? Then you're going to wind towards the end of the peg once, and then you're going to cross over the tail, and all the rest of the turns are going to be on this end of the peg, okay? So let me plug my peg back in there, straighten my string back out. Alright, you can see that hole. And sometimes I even have to use tweezers to pull the tail where I want it. Okay, you see the tail poking through there? That's how much tail I like, but it's really hard to get that much tail to poke through on the A peg. Sometimes I'll even take nail clippers and clip off part of my A straggling string so that I can get my A peg in the right spot. Alright, there's the tail, and I'm going to cross once on the tip side, and then I'm going to cross over, and I'm going to be on this side of the tail for all the rest of my windings. And my ball fell out again. So I'm going to just kind of hold the tension, and you can see all of the turns are going nice and in a spiral pattern. Check and make sure your string is in the groove on the bridge before you get it all tuned up. Ooh, pretty. And that D peg is going to be right where I want it. Got it. Even when it stretches, it'll still be pretty comfortable. But I'll have to redo my A. And just for practice, I'm going to hurry and throw on my G and my E. Oh, this is good that we're doing this. A lot of people will stick their G string through here, in between the D and the A, because that's where the hole is. Oh my gosh, that's a major, major mess. Don't do that. Pull your hole out so that you can stick it through there without going in between any other strings. Get your tail, nice long tail there. Okay, I'm winding away, and this is very tricky to get this winding to go on the other side of your tail because of the crowdedness. There. Okay, there. Once on this side of the tail, and then I push the peg in, and all the rest of the turns are going to go on this side of the tail. I'm glad we discussed that, because that's a really common mistake. If you had put your string through here, in between the A and the D string, they'd be rubbing, it would break your strings, and you'd never be able to get your violin to stay in tune. Okay, I'm not going to tune that up. Let's do the E string real quick. It's no different, it's just a different string, kind of thin and wiry. I'll tell you about the ball E or the loop E. I can use either on my tuner. You can see this little pronged fork there. That fork is meant to hold your string, and behind it your ball sits like that. But I've been stuck with a loop E before, and I just looped it over there, but that could tend to break it. So you got to kind of know what tuner you've got and what it needs, because some of them only have one hook. If you only have one hook, you're going to need a loop. Okay, so again, look at the hole is right there. So beginners tend to stick the string through in between these, the D and the A. Pull the hole out right on that edge, and you do not have very much room. And then just sort of jam it through there. With practice you'll get it, and tweezers and good lighting. Okay, there's my tail. Can you see that tail? Barely maybe in this light. And I'm going to go once on that side of the tail, cross over, and go the rest of the turns towards the peg side. And I'm winding over the peg. I'm going to do a couple more winds. Then I'm going to get my ball where I want it. Uh-oh. I've never had that happen before. My tuner is kind of stuck. Wow, I just had really cranked down on it, so there wasn't room for the ball. So I just loosened it. That's all it needed. You just slip the ball in there, and it fits in that little groove. You see that? So that's kind of nice. If you have the loop E, you'd have to loop it around there, but like I said, that can tend to break the loop. And just try to make sure the string is winding in a nice spiral pattern. Oh, this thing, that's to protect your bridge from getting cut. Can you, I don't know if that shows up there, that little thing there. So you gotta work that up and get it under your string. But I hate it if it's sticking over the bridge too far, because then you get a whistling E string. So scooch it back as far as you can. Get it out of the way. It'll still protect your bridge. Okay, so that's about it for changing strings. Then you got to tune it and stretch it, and usually it takes 2 or 3 days to fully stretch, so try not to do it right before a concert.